Assalamu alaikum. I'm Jamal Mustafa, and I will try to entertain you for a little bit tonight. Our main guest, of course, is Alamgir. But before we do that, I would like to tell you a little bit about PICACS, the organization that is hosting this function tonight. PICACS stands for Pacific Islamic Community and Cultural Services. So we'll go through very briefly about who we are and what we are and why we're here. Of course, every function that has any Islamic touch to it starts with some recitation from the book, the Quran. In our case, we start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Lakum deenakum waliyad deen. It's a very simple statement. And this statement actually is the essence of Islam. And it's a teaching of tolerance. Thousands of years ago, or actually not thousands, but 1,500 years ago, this is one of the basics of what was taught to us as Muslims. And it's still taught to every Muslim child all over the world. So 1 billion children. And what it basically means is, for you, your way of life, and for us, our way of life. So basically it means that we don't want to impose on anyone else, and we don't want anyone else to impose on us. Very simple, tolerance. 1,500 years ago. Of course, if we go through the Quran, this is the surah, Al-Kafirun. I must confess, it's not very clear. My eyesight is quite weak. So I will use my computer to read through it. And I'm sure every single one of us knows what it's all about. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ وَلَا أَنَا عَابِدٌ مَا عَبَدتُّمْ وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ وَلِيَ الدِّينِ. All about tolerance. The whole concept of PICACS, or Pacific Islamic Community and Cultural Services, is knowledge of faith, leadership by example, strength in unity, and unity in diversity. Quite a lot of different things to think about. So the question, of course, is why was PICACS organized and formed? It was conceptualized to address the current and future community needs of the local Pacific Northwest Muslim American community in mind. It was formed in 2008 as a non-profit organization, and in August of 2008 we got the IRS 501c3 certification. So our whole goal is to be good and proud American citizens, and to teach the same values that we have to our children, so that they can also grow up to be good members of our community, patriotic Americans as well as good Muslims. Our mission statement, it is a non-political, non-profit, community and cultural faith-based organization. Our goal is to develop, provide and advocate for innovative, community-based, culturally sensitive, supportive services for local Muslim community. The organization of PICACS starts with the board of directors, and we have quite a few board of directors. It's somewhat dark there in the auditorium, but most of the board of directors would be wearing a name badge like this. Can we have a show of hands, board of directors? We have one up here, one over there. Anybody else? One over here. We have one more here. We have, I think, one up here, and it's almost like an auction. Like, okay, going once, going twice, it's gone. So we have 4 different parts of our organization: the community services, and this is part of what we're doing to get the community together. Religious services, professional services, and educational services. In professional services, mainly we have learned from Catholic Community Services and the Jewish Community Services, they provide health and mental health needs, provide for the health and mental health needs of their communities. So we're impressed by them, and we have learned from them, and hopefully our programs will benefit our community. Our educational services are mostly vocational training, citizenship classes, and other things that can help people be good citizens and good Americans. I must point out that there are a lot of different organizations of the Muslim groups here in the Northwest and also throughout America, but they're mostly focused on their own religious, mostly ethnic backgrounds. So they do hold fundraisers and send a lot of monies and donations and things back to the country of origins. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course. As Americans, we do have to be very generous, and we would like to help everyone throughout the world. But our organization is mostly focused on the here and now, not only for our own Muslims in need, but also folks who are non-Muslims who we can help as well. But if anyone wants to do a fundraiser, we can do that as well. Like, who all brought their checkbooks? Raise their hands. We've had a number of different activities so far. This was the 4th of July parade. I think this is downtown Buffalo. A number of us were involved in this activity. And it's very interesting to participate in the parade. They had candies and chocolates and stuff, and they would toss out the candies and chocolates to the folks who were witnessing the parade. And I must be one of the few who was able to catch chocolates and candies as they were being thrown back at us. We're very grateful to the community for such a wonderful response to us. This is Firas Tefeli, another one of our board members. He's an avid hunter, and that's him out there hunting for deer. That's another part of our community service and activities. We're hunting if somebody wants to go hunting. We had a cooking demonstration, so bringing to our communities the culinary expertise of the different parts of the Islamic world and the different dishes that are prepared there. This guy, who appears to be bald on is not me. I refuse to accept him as me. But that's one of our early board meetings, just trying to decide what we're supposed to do. Another one of our community outreach activities. This is one more of our 4th of July parade in downtown Buffalo. Today we're going to also recognize people from our community who have excelled in what they do, not only professionally but also for the community at large. And I would like to invite our recipients of the Community Recognition Award, Mr. Habib, please. Mr. Habib, please. And Mr. Akbar Zaid, I think all three of these gentlemen need no introduction. Mr. Habib is, I think, the highest ranking Democrat in our state. I'm sorry, third ranking. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. And Munir Rizvi, he's a well-known philanthropist. He's donating his time and effort and has developed many different schools all over the world, in fact. And Akbar Zaid has done a lot in our community. He established a mosque all by himself in the Everett area. But I would like to ask Mr. Mustafa to come over and please present the awards. We are very fortunate that Mr. Habib is here with us, and with all his busy schedule. He's extremely busy in not only his own personal but also professional life and of course political and community activities. So thank you very much. Let's give them all a big round of applause.